Hi friends, Amanda here with worksheet number 3 of the business spreadsheet template. And this worksheet is to summarize your tax information you need for the year. This will honestly make it really convenient, whether you do your taxes yourself or you hire a professional. What this spreadsheet in the first step is going to do, it's going to take all of your business income and expenses. You're going to be able to choose the tax categories, so that all of your expenses are totaled and you have the amounts ready to go. Just like before, yellow cells are flowing automatically. Since these have the arrow, we have a drop-down menu of the tax categories for this section that are over here. And down here under expenses, these expense options are coming from these tax expense options over here. So these are the categories that are filed for your business tax return, Schedule C, Form 1040, which is the individual. So this is filed with your personal tax form to report your business income and expenses. And these are the total amounts, which is why it's convenient for a tax preparer or for yourself to have these totals all ready to go, which is what this spreadsheet does for you. These amounts are pulling from 1-1, the sole proprietor income statement, which is down here, the sole proprietor income statement. So right now, worksheet 3 is set up for the sole proprietor. If you are using the LLC income statement, you will need to go through and change where it has that worksheet here. You'll need to change it to the LLC worksheet name. So as you can see, invoice account, sales record software, or cash payments, those were just the examples I made. They're pulling through here, invoice, sales, cash payments. Now you can see this is hidden. This is pulling in the amounts, and you can just make sure that it's flowing correctly. This was the total income, and these are all of the expenses I entered over here. So I'm going to go back to hiding this column because we don't need it. So for the income accounts, as you can see over here, we either have income or refund. So they're all income, and as you can see, as I update them, this calculation over here summed all of income. Now we have our gross income. Now we can go down to expenses. If you don't have an expense description that fits your type of expense, you can put it under other. So for example, office supplies. There isn't exactly office supplies, but there is office expenses. Okay. Now Squarespace and Gmail, that would typically go under advertising. You know, anything related to marketing, you could put under advertising. The IRS categories are not quite how we would typically expect them to be, but it's not really a big deal. So Facebook ads, advertising. Now, research and development could be if you pay for the services that you provide from someone else to experience those services or to look at other business models. That's research and development. I would probably put that under other expenses. Photographer, that would be advertising. There is a rent or lease. Vehicles, machinery, equipment, other business, property. Trip number 1, I took a trip for continuing education. That would go under travel. And you see there's 2 travel accounts. One for meals and entertainment for travel, meals and entertainment, travel, and then meals and entertainment, because meals and entertainment are limited to 50%. And meals are only deducted as entertainment. Typically, you'll have stuff under supplies. That's where you can put all of those expenses that are like related to your industry. And other than that, really don't worry about it too much. There's no penalty for putting an expense in the wrong category. Be reasonable, use your common sense. Obviously, you can tell by what I just did. It's not that complicated. There aren't that many options. Now, if you buy assets will go under depreciation and Section 179 deduction. So if you buy a computer laptop, and with bigger businesses, they can't deduct it all at once. They have to spread the cost over the useful life, which is all rules defined by the IRS. Because of this Section 179 expense, we get to deduct in full. So typically you will get to just deduct those. You can put it under the depreciation category. You hire someone to do your taxes or paid for your taxes last year, legal and professional services. You certainly don't want to take all of your expenses and put it under other. You can make a judgment call and move on. Okay. Repairs and maintenance could be if you had to fix a computer or you had to fix a camera. Contract labor, if you hired someone as an assistant or something to help you and you paid them without withholding taxes, not as an employee, which will go under the employee lines here. But most people who are self-employed don't even have employees, so we won't worry about that right now. So there we are. We're at $9,419 and $45,200. So those are our amounts. $9,419 and $45,200. So we're good. Everything came over. And now when you go print preview on this, you can literally just print this section. Those are the numbers that you would give to your tax professional, or that you'll need. You'll look at these totals. Now we might have some adjustments, so you might want to take this column. This is tentative profit or loss, so it's just net gross income minus all of the expenses. And then this is where the home office deduction comes last, because if you have a loss, you can't necessarily take the home office deduction. And then net profit or loss, that's the final. Okay, so in the next videos for worksheet 3, I'll be talking about some adjustments you make to some of these expenses for tax purposes and the other sections I have down here. All right, I'd love to hear from you if you have questions. Thanks for watching.